What is a virtual care consultation? Well, it's a remote meeting. That simply means we're not in the same place. You, your loved ones might be in 2 different places, 3 different places, and we're in our office, and we can all meet and see each other and have this meeting at the same time. It's a great way to be able to get things moving. It's done by video or by phone, and the purpose is to evaluate someone's care needs. What are the problems that you're facing? What are the barriers or the hurdles that you're crossing and trying to get to your goals? What are your goals? That's really, really important. And then from there, we can help you define and move on to next steps. So there's a process that's usually followed. First, we start with a needs and health overview. So we're going to discuss current health situations or conditions, your diagnoses, whatever the primary situation you're facing and having to come up with decisions and action plans about. In addition to that, we'll review what are your daily living challenges. You've heard the lingo or the jargon, activities of daily living or ADLs. Those are things like mobility, how you get around. Do you need a device? How you bathe? Do you need assistance? How you get your meals? Do you need help with your medications? Those sort of things are activities of daily living. And then we'll look at cognitive and emotional well-being, memory, mood, safety awareness, ability to make decisions safely. And all of this will be with the people that you choose to be on this call or part of this consultation, the key decision makers and responsible parties. We'll move then on to a lifestyle and safety review. We might do an overview of your home, and we might take a quick tour with you through the home or look at specific areas that present challenges, or we might just discuss them. We'll look at the current support system. Who is helping if help is needed? Is it family? Is it caregivers? It could be paid caregivers or informal support caregivers. Is it someone, a neighbor who just stops by, picks up the mail and does a quick check-in, or is it something more structured? Are there community resources? Do you belong to a program? Do you have an agency that checks on you? Is there a wellness plan in place? We'll get all of that information, and then we'll identify immediate needs, and then we can also anticipate future needs. From there, we'll move on to care goals and preferences. And while we're discussing it as number 3, those are really the items that drive the whole process, but we need that background information first. So understanding personal goals, what are the routines? Routines can be extremely important to people, especially if someone is developing cognitive issues. The ability to follow a routine can be very grounding and stabilizing. And then we'll look at independence level. Sometimes we give help when help isn't needed, and sometimes there's no help when help is needed. So we try to kind of put that whole puzzle together. Then there are preferences for care types. Do you want someone in the home? Do you want to go out to a center? What's the schedule? Are there personality needs? We're all very different, and we're unique individuals, as are caregivers unique individuals. So we try to help match this as best we can. We're also sensitive to cultural and family considerations. So are there traditions that are important to your family? They may be based in religion, or they just may be based in heritage, or they may just be historical traditions that you've kept for years. Those can all be built into a care plan and certainly at least taken into consideration. Then personalized care recommendations, suggesting care options. Do you need companion care? Does your loved one need personal hands-on care? Just someone to supervise, respite, skilled support? What are the care options out there? And then what are the recommended hours and level of care? We often hear people being told they need 24/7 care. And what does that really mean? Do they need someone physically there 24/7, or do they just need eyes on 24/7 or some sort of check-in? We can start to do a needs assessment and start to look at what's available based on what meets your needs. Sometimes we have to adjust, sometimes we have to compromise, but we'll do all that as a team if we are going to start arranging care for you. Then there's education and resources. We will explain care services, how they work, and importantly, how they're paid for. It's not an easy system. If any of you have navigated the system, you know that it's not an easy system. So every different level of care has a different cost structure. We'll outline the next steps, what we think based on what we've heard and your situation, what would be the most appropriate next step. And then one of two things typically happens toward this ending of the consultation, and that is you respond, "That was very helpful information. We've learned a lot and we think we can handle it from here. We know what our next steps need to be and we have the resources to take care of them." The second outcome, which quite frankly happens more often, is, "Holy cow, that's a lot to process. That's a lot of work to be done. I don't know where to begin. And then I don't know how I'm going to do that. We all work full time, or we all have other competing priorities. So can you please help us? We would like to retain your services and you can help us through this process," where we can do the legwork for you and we can gather a lot of this information and kind of hold your hand, if you will, throughout the process. So what Everhome Care Advisors can do for you is help define the path, which means we could create an entire home care plan for you.